everyone, and welcome to today's episode of the Small But Effective podcast. And we will be featuring, as always, Mr. Brady, Oliver Miller.
No, that's not my name.
That's Brown Bear's name. John, Too Tall Farron. I'm giving you all nicknames. And
Too Tall down below.
And Jeremy, Mucho Libre Lux. He's gone, actually. It's okay.
Where is your face, Lux?
Actually, the full recording, which will be provided for those that are not
look for my other face.
Are watching it on YouTube, will actually see my wonderful visage. Not quite as large as Brennan's, but
it's not.
Maybe I should zoom in on myself a little bit.
As are many people's.
But
okay.
First discussion.
And
Sonny D is terrible.
Sonny D. The drink of champions.
You're actually drinking that garbage?
The drink of champions.
Why don't you drink real
is,
orange juice?
You want to know why?
Instead of that glowing toxic waste.
How else do you think I got to be as handsome and tall as I am?
No.
This body built by Sonny D.
When you drink that crap, it leaves a nasty film in your mouth. I feel like you just drank plastic.
I mean, I feel like there's carcinogens and shit in everything we eat.
I feel like if you're going to drink a fake orange drink, it should be Tang.
No, that's awful.
It's astronaut stuff, though.
Yeah. Been to fucking space. What's Sonny D do?
And there we are.
All right.
Speaking of orange things, have you guys ever eaten berries?
Eat what?
What berries?
Gooseberries.
Gooseberries?
Is that a
Are
real
they a
thing?
That's disgusting.
No, it legit is. It's like...
It sounds like something that you do to your girlfriend that I don't want to see.
No, it's like
Schnozberry.
a tiny... They look like grapes. They resemble grapes, except they're yellowish orange. They're so good. Holy crap.
Where are they harvested from? I feel like I need to look this up.
Goose?
Hold on. I'm going to...
It's also known as, Rocky Mountain spotted oysters are very similar.
They are plucked from the loins of the male goose.
Wait, is it gooseberry?
How did you happen to eat gooseberries, Brady?
Mel bought... You can buy them from the store.
Gooseberry. Okay. You know what? I think I may have eaten these once.
So I'm trying to think, though. How did we get to that from Tang?
Because it's yellow and orange.
Oh. So
see, I just said we're very good at tangenting, Lux.
So is urine.
I
don't know, like Sonny D. Actually, I like the flavor of both of those, even though it's horrible carcinogenic crap, I'm sure. But so what else isn't? I mean, the very air we breathe. If you sit in your basement and you have radon, it's going to kill you too. But
yes, at Sean's house.
But you don't even have to be in the basement.
Do you guys have radon mitigation systems in your house?
I do. Yes.
I firmly handled the radon situation when I built my house.
Oh, you did.
I don't have radon at my house because I don't live.
Yeah, that's if he turns his head far enough, you'll see that extra appendage growing off the back of his head.
Because I don't live in some place where things resonate out of the earth.
Where the radiation leaks out.
Yeah.
Well, I live where it leaks out a lot.
Nuclear power plant or something.
So we just puff it up into the atmosphere.
So I have a mitigation system in my house. It was one of the contingencies of purchase. And we were right over, like, I think it was 7 is what the cutoff was. And we were like one time we got up near that, or maybe it was 4 and we got 4.1 once or something like that. But it was like really low. Buddy mine had like 150 for his value.
Jeez.
Holy crap.
They put in 2 different mitigation systems and it was still over, and it had like a continuous monitor that gave them a digital readout, and it was still like 60. And they had what's that?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, they just kept trying to put like different systems in order to try to like seal his foundation. And I guess for those that maybe aren't familiar with radon, it's this odorless radioactive gas, I guess, or at least radioactivity that escapes from underneath the surface of the earth if there's anything radioactive underneath.
It's the gaseous form of cancer.
Yeah, the long-term exposure causes large cell lung carcinoma, amongst other things.
Which is very common in our area due to the radon.
Boom. So the mitigation systems seal your foundation so it doesn't leak up through the ground. And also there's some vent systems in order to kind of like let it vent up into the air and then dilute out. Usually it's not an issue on the first floor. It's basements that are the biggest thing. So people have like man caves and like sit in their basements a lot. Check your radon levels. Public service announcement brought to you by Lux.
Jeremy Lux.
Right.
Keep your lungs happy and healthy.
Brady, what were you gonna ask?
No, yeah, I was gonna ask what it did to you, but you covered it.
That's the biggest
Very-
thing is the
very
long-term
nice.
exposure is cancer causing and stuff like that.
Right.
And
Okay.
I don't even. Again, I'm not sure how we got on that either, but
Dude. it's
tangentialism
just-
at its finest.
But yeah, we were talking about Sunny D and how it was terrible, and we just had to express those feelings on the podcast.
No,
But-
wait.
What?
What is that? There's a mixed drink that uses Tang. It's like the astronaut screwdriver. It's Sunny
Oh,
D and
yeah.
vodka.
It's half
I
a
think
bottle of vodka.
It's called the Buzz Aldrin. No, it's called the Buzz Aldrin.
That is, I think you're correct. I'm almost 100% sure you are correct.
Sunny D
Oh.
and vodka.
Wait a second. I typed into Google astronaut screwdriver. First thing that comes up. No, first thing that comes up. Which astronaut screwed the pooch? I was like,
Aw.
what?
That's not what I was looking for.
Yeah.
A cocktail made with Tang and vodka. Astronaut screwdriver.
Yep.
Boom.
That's it.
There you go. All right. Yeah, so our original topic of here, let me read it to be exact here. If we can. Can
Oh,
we? Oh, messages. Here we go.
What in the heck?
I could
We've
probably
lost people.
paraphrase.
Or do you have it? Okay, paraphrase, go.
So
Oh,
essentially, I was watching this movie. And this is how this came up. I was watching a movie.
What
I was
movie?
looking at like it's called "Let the Right One In," and I'm going to read what it is in like the original Swedish, which I'm going to totally butcher. Latin rate komma in. The "in" is the same.
It is.
And it's a vampire movie, and I actually really enjoyed it. It's got a lot of moody atmosphere and stuff like that, because it's not just like a straight up vampire movie. It's got a little bit more artsiness to it. Need a little vodka in that, son. Right now, Brennan, for those that are not watching, is holding up his, I was gonna say his Tang to the screen, but that sounds bad. His Sunny D to the screen.
You put a little more vodka in this, my Tang will be on the screen at
His
any
Tang
time.
to the
oh,
Boom. So, anyways, in this movie, the one of the characters is a 12-year-old girl. I don't want to say too much about the movie. It's girl-ish. Anyways, but she's a vampire. That part's not a secret. But she's really 200 years old. So my thought was then for discussion is if you are a 12-year-old when you become a vampire, and you are then and you become 200 years later because you're undead. Are you still a 12-year-old? Are you 200-year-old? 212-year-old? How do you act? Life lessons and things. Is it the people around you? And I was just curious what people thought.
I think. I don't know.
Because you see this
So-
in movies not infrequently.
So, starting from what I thought you were watching, Twilight.
No, it
Um,
wasn't
in-
Twilight.
in that movie, they are the same age of when they were bit or when they were turned to vampires, but they're like obviously over those years you learn things and you grow mentally, I guess, but your body doesn't change.
hmm
So,
yeah, I would agree with Brady on that.
but the thing is, if your body doesn't change, does your brain change?
What are you spending your 200 years doing?
Well,
people, because you're a
so
vampire.
So you're
Yes.
actively being a vampire.
You're vamping out, but just trying to
Then-
survive and not get caught and killed.
Then
too.
I would say that you have to have the mentality of a 212-year-old because you've been cognizant all that time.
Would you become like adult like though, or could you still
I
hang out and
believe-
play with
think-
kids?
See, I want to say yes because in I believe it's Interview with a Vampire. They actually have like rules for biting people, and one of the rules is that they cannot turn children to vampires because they have an unfair advantage. Because adult humans are naturally trusting of children and are like worried, like, oh, you're outside, you don't have anybody to take care of you here, so it makes it incredibly easy for them to feed.
Mm-hmm.
mm.
Survival instincts and stuff. I don't know. I could see, I don't know, some of that youthfulness though still carrying over because you
Right.
like if you're really tall versus if you're really short or whatever else. I don't know. There's personas that sometimes go along with things, or if you look a certain way from society and the way you're socialized into things. Like, would you lose the fact that people look at you as a child? I mean, sure, you can. There are people who have an old soul that are like act older than they are and stuff like that. But I don't know. You think there'd be some remnant, something that would still stay different than some in a 200-year-old adult?
Well,
I think you would still have key parts of being a child. I think that would be the major factor.
Do you think they would just keep the mindset strategically?
Well, that would make sense.
Children seem more innocent.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, it would be easier to
kind of like what John was saying.
Prey. Yeah, essentially what John was saying. So maybe they have the experience to know that they could use their innocence.
Mm-hmm. And this movie, it wasn't even that, but especially for like if you're a solo vampire or something like that, and you need to have your human familiar, whatever that phrase is, for like the human that helps out the vampires and stuff like that. It'd be far easier to get somebody to care and take care of you.
The Muggles.
Muggles. They're not Muggles.
To drag your coffin out of the sun.
I don't want any Harry Potter references in this podcast.
Too late.
Get it out of here.
It's already happened.
I want it gone.
I'm trying to think of other vampire
from Dust to Dawn
and or things.
Dust to Dawn. Quentin Tarantino. Did you guys ever see Dust to Dawn?
Yes.
No.
My favorite part is the belt buckle pistol.
Yes. Brennan, have you seen it?
I have not.
I almost feel like I shouldn't talk about it then, but
my vampire knowledge begins and ends with Count Chocula.
That's not a bad place to start or finish. I don't know. So, I don't know. I'm going to talk about it anyways, because the chances you guys watching it so we can discuss it in a future one may be low.
I don't know. Let's back up to where Brennan's stuck. So Frankenberry is definitely a better choice.
Not Booberry. What about Booberry?
Booberry, I don't care for Booberry. Frankenberry, the pink box.
Anything that changes your milk's color and flavor is worth it.
It is. Totes worth.
Did you ever have the bubble tea? Taro is the name of the flavor, and like those Japanese bubble teas. Ever had them? They're called bubble teas. But it's this powdery, sugary drink, and they put these large tapioca balls in it. Like they're like a bigger round tapioca ball, not like you would have for tapioca pudding, and they're brown, and you can suck them in through these giant straws, and they're chewy and stuff like that. They actually, if you go into Corning at Poppleton's, they have them there, the bubble tea.
I ate Cheerios.
Well, this is that's very good. This is a drink, and the one of the flavors is called taro, and it was explained to me that it tastes like Lucky Charms as milk after you are done eating Lucky Charms. How the flavor of the marshmallows goes into the milk.
Yeah, okay.
And that is extremely accurate. It is like spot on for actually how it tastes.
Where's this place? I feel like we need to go there.
Poppleton's Bakery.
Poppleton.
Mm-hmm. What's up, Brady?
What's your guys' favorite cereal?
Ooh.
Now that I'm thinking about Cheerios.
Oh, God. You're going to ask me to stand in the aisle?
Yeah. Reese's Puffs, because I'm unhealthy.
Oh, Reese's Puffs.
I think Golden Grams.
Golden Grams?
Mm-hmm. Golden Grams?
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the bran flakes with the raisins in them. Raisin bran.
You're so old. Oh
That's so good.
I know. That is kind of an old guy choice.
Yeah.
Nah, man. Raisin bran's
Mucilix with it too, or what?
I like to grind my Viagra up and put it in there.
So I can test you that the cereal aisle, besides just a great marketing campaign to sell stuff, is babysitting when your parents are grocery shopping. I used to stand there, I don't know what it's like nowadays for you modern kids, but I used to sit there in the cereal aisle it's amazing. I'm looking at every box and see what little stupid toy or little puzzles on the back of it and stuff like that.
They don't really do that anymore. I go and look for awesome toys to pick my cereal based on, and
it's because China infuses all the kids' toys with lead. So they
put them near the food.
Well, that's not a bad idea, actually. So lead in Rome, fun fact, used to be used as a sweetener because lead actually has a sweet flavor, I guess, if you grind it into shavings. And they used to grind it up and use it as a sweetener in some of their food.
I bet they did.
So if you lick some of those toys, it's not just the sweetness of the sugar from the cereal that is rubbing off on it. But no, I would stand there for I could go at least a half an hour. Although kid time, that could be 2 minutes. But I would just
Right,
run back and
right.
forth and like look at all the cereal boxes, and they could just abandon me in the aisle.
See, my favorite.
Brennan,
This one's for you, Sonny D.
he's still shaking his Tang. I don't hear Brady anymore. Brady?
I'm actually glad I don't hear Brady anymore.
Yeah, now we can move on.
Technical difficulty.
Oh, there you're
All
back.
right.
Okay,
My
you're back.
favorite cereal is Life.
Oh, so
Life?
deep.
Life?
So
Life.
deep.
Is it your favorite board game too?
I mean, it's a good board game, but
Really, is it though? If we weigh it against other board games,
dude, play Life. I would get the split level every time, and I would try and be. What would be the best profession? I don't remember. I think it was a doctor. I think they picked.
Oh, haha.
But, yeah, split
We
level.
have the best profession.
Oh, no, split
With us
level
right now.
or
They
the
meant
mobile
PhD.
home.
Oh, yeah.
The mobile home? Oh, did you guys ever see? Hold on, let me find this.
Brady, you're ruining the podcast.
Stop it.
No, but I'm curious now. He's got me excited. His energy
guys-
is so
Look at the
palpable.
tapping on that keyboard. Settle down.
I feel like he's pressing right on me. For those that are just listening, Brady is tickling us.
Stop.
I enjoy it.
Could very well be.
You guys need to keep talking because I gotta find this card.
Oh, don't worry. Wait-
In
Okay,
other
no.
news,
But
Halloween
anyway.
is right around the corner.
Oh,
Okay.
good
Let
topic.
me finish. Let
Oh,
me finish
no,
my
no.
train of thought.
But I was
So
so
the mobile home in Life, it said exclusively trailer hitch included, and that was my favorite part of that game.
Thank you for ruining that tangent. Otherwise, Halloween right around the corner.
I'm excited for this.
Is anyone dressing up?
I already did dress up.
Yeah, you dressed up like one of the village people we saw.
No, I was a construction worker.
So, okay,
Lux.
somebody dressed up as a construction worker, goes to a party, as an adult especially. How are you not singing YMCA to them immediately afterwards?
Oh, my God.
Okay.
Was
All
First
day.
of all,
Was there a cop and a Native American also?
no, he only had a farmer with him.
no, there was a cop. There was a cop there. It was this Chinese kid dressed up as a cop.
Did he
but-
run up to you right away?
No,
Oh.
I tried to steal his handcuffs. Anyway, so I had a tool belt, and I filled it with mini bottles of alcohol, also known as shooters, and I was handing them out to people.
For all
I
of us
gave-
old folks out
After
there
he
that
parted them, of course.
yeah.
I gave them to people who gave me the best compliments on my
Hey,
time.
Were these
this
Jell-O
tastes like
shots or
room
what?
full in.
No, have you never seen a shooter?
Or is it
They're
just a
li-
little
they're-
shot glass?
No, there's
No,
the
it's-
little tiny bottles like of Jack Daniels.
Oh, yeah.
Right, yeah, those.
Well,
I filled my tool belt with them.
I refer to
and just
those
had
as
a bunch of them.
samples.
Yeah, I bet you do.
They're just samplers. I thought that was
Hey.
like my mom. Well, I shouldn't. Well, anyways,
And how
I was
wait, wait. Where was this going?
I was definitely of age when I got like this in my stocking, like this whole bunch of those.
Man, Brady, let me ask you, how much did you spend on your costume? Shots in all?
Ooh,
$11.
most of that in
And-
shots.
Did it the shots really?
No, how much were the shots? Like,
99 cents a piece.
oh,
And how many women did you secure that night?
that's really
A
cheap.
lot.
By a lot,
All
he
of them.
means zero.
A lot.
Wait. Actually, Brennan, he had so many women that he was able to call us on the way home to FaceTime Messenger over Facebook Messenger video chat.
I'm sad I
hilarious.
missed that. I was busy having a great weekend.
Oh,
It actually, no, it actually was a lot of fun. But now the Halloween, like every year though, they come up with the sexy costumes and how it's so terrible that people are doing the sexy costumes. Like it used to be like, I don't know, they're really just starting to demonize that.
Bed
now.
sheet with holes in it.
What are you,
Like
a ghost
Beetlejuice?
or a
That's a
clan
good
member?
like Beetlejuice or Charlie Brown.
Clan member.
Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so like they're doing like they're really like, watch what you wear and you're inviting trouble and everything else, of course blaming the victim kind of a thing, but yeah, they're
Oh, yeah.
really demonizing that. No, I can get it. Oh, I apologize for that. We're gonna make that.
All right.
Okay, so but I can understand though why is that Sean calling in? I can understand
Hello, small
though,
but effective.
I can understand though why they don't they think there should be some age limits on certain things though.
Yes, if you're snatches hanging out, you shouldn't be wearing that in public.
Why?
Let's be honest. Why?
I'm also confused.
Oh, what's going on right now? Anyway, I mean,
no,
obviously.
So it's okay. I walk out with my man rod, just walking down the side of the road.
Hey man,
people will probably take pictures of you.
It's true.
It's a free country.
I'll get my picture taken for free down at the county building.
So
when they arrest my ass and put me in jail.
See, freedom does not mean free from repercussion.
Thank you. The voices of reason are all over the bottom of the screen.
Are you guys dressing up, or are you guys doing anything for?
I'm working.
I will be working as well.
I'm gonna go.
John, we should dress up.
Brennan, are you handing out candy?
Do you want to trade scrubs?
Yes, I will be handing out candy in Greenwood, and if you want the good candy,
are you dressing up as anything though?
I probably just gonna find the sluttiest thing I can find, and
you know what you should be? You should be a Cujo victim.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yes,
because you have the dog, right? I get it.
You have a Saint Bernard.
I do have a Saint Bernard. It does fit. It is fitting,
but he looks like a Muppet. He doesn't look real. Like he's got those eyes that are just so blue and cute. I could say that.
So a popular costume.
The dog does too.
Popular costume.
What are you doing later?
Was Playboy bunnies.
Really?
Rip Hugh
and Hugh Hefner.
Oh, that's why. Was it a zombie Hugh Hefner though?
No, he just wore a robe.
I mean, what a great idea that would be. Zombie Hugh Hefner.
It would have been a good one.
It would have been
so easy to pull off. You just put on a robe, maybe an old mask, and have your wang out.
Next year, though, I'm so excited for how. So, I mean,
hello, lady.
I'm gonna be Forrest Gump next year.
That makes sense. Who's gonna be?
I gotta get a Bubba Gump shrimp hat and then
Jenny.
Ice cream, Jenny Dan.
Ice cream. I don't know what she was afraid of, but I think it was her grandma's dog.
Do you guys hand out candy at the hospispital?
No.
Yeah, because people go to the hospital to get candy.
We give them insulin with it. It's fine. No, I don't remember seeing that. No, I don't.
I can't wait to go to the ER on Halloween. It comes with a free candy and a huge bill.
They could be like walking by, and you could be like, "The hospital's a nice place. Here's some candy."
So they were trick or treating all throughout Wegmans this weekend.
Like, right.
They were hanging out like candy and donuts and stuff. I guess they do that at the mall and stuff. Like, I don't know. I guess it's like a safe zone for like. Yeah, I saw donuts too.
Sean went to Wegmans trick-or-treating.
It's a safe zone for trick-or-treating, I guess. So there's less of that shenanigans. But I don't remember.
This marketing opportunity brought to you by Halloween.
I look back at like trick-or-treating growing up and stuff like that. I mean, it was very dark and very shady, but I didn't hear of anything ever happening, though. I know it happens places, but how common is it?
I've never encountered it.
Wait, what'd you say?
Nowhere
to real not focused.
Nowhere to trick or treat, I guess it is. Like, I mean, we trick or treated all the time, and like it was shady and dark, but it wasn't like nothing ever happened though.
I don't. Even in our area where it's predominantly rural. I mean, less than 300-400 people in a given town. You may find it's always been decent. The biggest factor I think around here is the weather. You know, the last couple of years it's been snowing. But there's always kids out, and people are usually really good about it. So I don't think it's just a city thing to where they need to have them in Wegmans and such.
So last year I handed out candy in Cheyenne, Wyoming, and a lot of people would drive around, and like the parents would park on the street, and some of them would just send their kids up to the door, and I was like. I don't know. If I was a parent, I'd probably walk with my kid to every house, to every door, and not just be like, "Hey, I'm gonna wait here. You go get candy."
Why don't you go inside to this guy's house?
Right.
And, see what
it's like how. Yeah.
Well, I would just send my kids out with guns. That'd be fine then.
Yeah. Or boom.
Hey. Do you guys are you supporters of guns in the bedroom?
Ooh,
my love gun.
Self-defense.
Oh man, I grew up with that. We just knew that like you don't touch the guns, but we already knew about them and how to handle them. We were raised around it, so it wasn't a mystery. But I mean, that was like under the pillow sometimes kind of thing. Like
I don't know about self-defense because I doubt that we'll ever be attacked, but self-offense, like if you're noisy.
I await the day where I can legally kill somebody in my house. So maybe it's just a mindset thing, but
Yeah.
I have 3 in my room, but
As
the thing
you
is,
should.
wait,
I just I don't have it. I don't have one chambered.
wait, do you mean with or without kids in a home?
I think it's a different level at that point.
Yeah.
You can have them like my big one, just shotgun with home defense rounds. Okay.
Yeah.
So you got however many your state allows you to keep in the tube. That's a legal limit in New York. We're good.
Wait, what's
then-
the legal limit for that in New York?
I want to say it's less than 5 in the tube.
Really?
Yeah,
I want
but they
for shotguns. Yeah.
Can't they only hold 5?
It depends on the gun.
So if you wanted to, just load them all in, chamber one, pop another one in.
Sure.
That's, it's something like that. But I mean, I like to be prepared for stuff like that. And
I mean, I grew up, my dad always had a loaded pistol in the bedroom. Like, I never shot anybody. Nobody got hurt. I
That
think
we
it
know
comes
of.
with, like,
And
right. If it was going to happen, it would have happened to me because
Well,
I'm an irresponsible individual.
especially without kids in the home, I don't have any issue with it, and I'm a proponent actually. So of the shotgun aspect, especially,
Yes.
and also if you don't keep one in the chamber. One, I think if anyone's in there that shouldn't be there, if there's somebody around, one of the biggest deterrents you could possibly hear is,
Yep.
Hey, I have a shotgun. I'm going to put a hole in you if you don't leave.
double
That's what
lot,
Dad just said.
double lot.
So can I say that you guys are firm believers of that? Brady?
Yeah.
You
I don't have a problem with it. I'm just more of a knife person.
Yeah.
okay, there you go. So no, I just had a disagreement with a pretty good friend of mine. So
Yeah,
Was it Brown Bear?
I needed no, not Brown. What are you talking about? Brown Bear's got more guns than the store down
Brown
the
Bear's
road.
pillow
Wait,
is stuffed with bullets. What are you
What
talking
was the
about, Brady?
disagreement over just not having
You shouldn't have guns in your bedroom.
with kids in the house or without kids
It
in the
doesn't
house?
matter.
No, because
does.
the only problem I see.
No, I'm
if
saying
they're-
either way, it does just one way or another.
Oh, I
Oh.
see.
Regardless, you should be safe with your home defense weaponry.
Right. The only thing is, if there is kids in the house, that's where I'm a little worried about it
But-
because.
At least
It's,
Right,
it's
you
not
don't-
in plain sight, though. Your
It's
gun
not
is
in
not in
pla-
plain sight.
But kids find stuff.
Yeah,
I think
true.
a shotgun though is a little bit
The
harder.
shotguns
to
are
handle.
fine because
Yeah, it's harder to handle.
Honestly,
It's still not
if
ideal though.
yeah, a kid like the worst a kid could do with a shotgun is probably shoot the wall, like
Or another
or
kid.
Jimmy.
or
Right.
another kid, I
Or
guess.
me.
Yeah.
The worst a kid can do is shoot a wall, not another child.
or an adult.
Yeah, because then I got to fix the drywall. You know how much of a bitch that is?
States come out.
Human life is not precious, children.
Oh man.
All right, I appreciate that.
Okay, all right.
We'll have another listener this week just for that one. Don't
So-
worry.
I have a quick question. Is Sean calling in or is Sean not calling in? We need a sign.
I don't know. Sean's here.
Sean, are you calling
Sean.
Can we get Sean?
I don't think he's here.
Um,
I'm listening.
oh, hey.
He's here.
Hello, small but effective. You're on
Wait.
the air.
Sean, talk about Wegmans trick or treating because you actually experienced it.
in? Oh yeah.
It was a nightmare.
Oh, wait. To put it in
Sardines,
context, Sean, was it scary? Because this is Halloween. Things are supposed to be
It was
scary.
really scary. There were
Okay.
people everywhere. I couldn't move.
Everywhere, just for free candy at the grocery store.
Is that why
You-
it was scary or?
Yes.
Did they
That's
do it during normal operating hours? So that were there also people trying to get food?
Yes.
Oh my gosh! I would be so angry if I went to the store to get a loaf of bread and a gallon of milk, and there's 50,000 midgets running around on sugar highs. I'd be
Hey.
so mad.
Well, welcome to Wegmans. Would you like upper respiratory illness with your bread today? There's literally thousands of kids running around blowing their noses on your bread.
Yep.
Thanks, Wegmans.
Why are my pants snot from the knees down?
Yeah, it was very. I mean, it was packed like when we were there too, and like I was walking around with Laura, and I was like, "Oh man, had I even known that it was going to be like this." Did you guys, Sean? Did you guys score Like, how's the hall?
Hey,
Hey!
How was the
Did
hall
we
though?
score?
Yeah, how was the hall? Like, how'd you do?
Oh, I don't know, 20 pieces of candy or something. There wasn't.
Are
that
you
many.
kidding me?
Not even any king size?
Yeah, it wasn't that great.
You
Oh,
drove there,
man.
waited in
we
the
had to get
crowd.
stuff too, but yeah.
You know what? Screw that. Next time, take your bag, pull shit off the shelves.
Yep. This is mine now.
Trick or treat.
I'm going to provide a counterpoint real quick, and we're probably coming up on time, but I want to counterpoint real quick for thought. So you have these areas of these safe zones so that people can go trick or treat and stuff like that, because then you're away from people. Or are you just bringing them all to whoever is the pervert that wants to go and watch all the kids?
Hey kids, come get in my windowless van.
Got some popsicles in the basement.
to watch all the children's with the outfits.
I think you take your kids somewhere where you believe that you and your family will be safe to trick or treat.
Like the
that's not
shotgun-equipped bedroom.
That's a
that Jolly
treat.
Rancher's in the barrel.
That is just a treat. There are no tricks involved. But
Okay.
yeah, but
I
actually,
don't- Go ahead. sorry.
I was just going to say we are on time unless you guys have any final or closing statements.
Well, no one really answered your question about
No.
that, but like, I
Oh,
We're
think
okay.
good at that.
I don't think Wegmans is a place where I think there's enough people to be like they would catch on to someone doing that.
You don't
if there-
think there'll ever
Well-
be the Wegmans bombing of 2019?
More like kidnapping, but
No, because it has such good food.
I think it's just a marketing thing. I mean, you're going to have people, the more foot traffic you have in the store, the more stuff you sell. I mean, if
Right.
they really wanted to do something with a safe zone, find a park. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's, it's lit, it's a safe place. And parents are cool with walking in parks with their kids. And I don't know. I do think it's just purely for marketing. And it is. So that's
On an
that's
ending
where I am with
note,
that.
make sure you check all your children's candy for razor blades, opened,
I'm doing a 2-for-1 special this year.
And bombs.
opened containers, like open wrappers. We don't want any of
is
that.
that two
That's-
public service announcements in one?
Wow.
Yeah,
Has-
we're good. We're
has-
all about the public.
And one,
Yeah.
okay, now I'm sorry, I have to segue off that real quick. Has anyone ever known anyone that has experienced that, though? The razor blade and something like that?
Never.
Wasn't
No.
there a story about it?
I'm sure there's
Great,
been many.
of course, because stories aren't real.
Yeah.
What's
Where's
a
this
story?
anecdote
Otherwise,
as
it would be
evidence?
called a newspaper
You know-
article.
You know what, Mom? I want that Rice Krispie treat that person wrapped up. I'll eat it. I don't care if there's a blade in there. I want
Fudge is good. Don't throw it out.
I worked hard for that. You taught me to do that.
My tongue is burning right now. It must be spicy.
Don't pick out the needles. I
Mom,
want.
I got a forked tongue now like a lizard.
That's so cool.
Oh.
On that note,
On that note, thank you for popping in again and supporting us in our dream of becoming rich off of this nonsense.
Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on SoundCloud, and like us on Facebook.
Or don't. It's your choice.
Or don't, 'cause this is America.
but remember, repercussions.
Oh, special thanks to Sean for commenting.
Yeah,
Hey.
Sean W.
www.
right.
Thank you very much. And we will catch you on the flip side.
Peace.
Bye.